It's Colleen from Couture. We're doing our first ever launch party. We're going to talk a little bit about what Couture is and give everybody at my party some time to demonstrate the products. And we'll just talk a little bit about why I joined. So basically I joined because I saw Jess doing it and thought it was so cool. I love the fact that you can make designs and then get rid of them and then make new designs again. So you can keep reusing your chalkboards over and over. And you're not limited to just chalkboards. You can do it on glass, on walls, on fabric, on a lot of different mediums. So it was kind of cool. I wanted to join it. They have great perks if you want to be they call them designers for Couture. And so I wanted to give everybody a chance to play with it and see if you guys like it. So basically we have Chalkology paste, and I kind of put on the outside what all the colors are so you guys can see. So how this works is you've got a clear little tab in here. Sorry, mine's off. I've been using it a lot. You take this little tab off, and that preserves your chalk paste. And so what you do is every time, because I haven't used this since yesterday, so you're just gonna, I get these from the craft store. They were like $1, or actually I think I got them at Walmart for $1.
For you, $1.
Like toothpicks will do.
Yeah, anything. Toothpicks. I use these because these are a little sturdier than toothpicks. Jess actually has cute little popsicle sticks, and they work pretty good too. And again, from the craft store.
And
so
can you wash them off every time?
You could. I bought a bag of like 300.
Yeah,
so
that's what I have too. So you're just gonna give it a quick stir, and then it should have like the consistency of like yogurt. So it kind of looks like that. And then when you are done, I'm just going to use your in here. You just need to make sure that you're going to keep your lid on it because you don't want it to dry out. So when you're kind of working through your project, I get everything set up. And then as I'm doing each color, if I'm doing multiple colors, I'll just quick pop my lid on, and then you're good. You don't have to put that on. So that's the chalk paste. There's, I want to say, we're up to 48 colors now.
yeah, I think someone updated and said 43 because some retired and they added new. So I think it's 43 we're up to
But
now.
they're going to be constantly adding new colors. And
Yeah,
they
every week.
do retire some, but then they're going to be adding more. So these little containers of chalk paste are available for $8.99. And you can use these multiple times. You'll see when we're doing our projects that when you're putting the paste on, you've got these cool little squeegees here, and you squeegee all the excess paint off, and you put it right back into your jar. So
That 2 ounces goes a long way.
Goes a long way. Speaking of, you get these little squeegees. These are kind of a little bulky for that. Obviously, you can see for the jar, it's a little tight. So I cut them. I just took scissors and cut them down. And then you just, as you're working on your project, you just put it in the water pan to get the chalk off and clean it off. And I always like to have a little paper towel here so I can, wipe my fingers and all and put these things down. So the transfers themselves are, as Jess mentioned, they're silkscreen transfers that when you buy them, they can be used up to 20 to 50 times, which is awesome. So long as you take care of them, and we always put them right back into our little carrier sheet and put it back into our plastic, it preserves it. And 20 to 50 times out of each one, so that's pretty awesome. And I've used mine multiple times. So I am going to show you, I was just practicing with my colors on my flowers last night, so I want to show you how easy it is to get this off. I'm literally just going to dip my paper towel in water, and then you're just going to give it a little rub. I'm going to do this over the water so you guys can see. Look how easy, just comes right off. You have to give it, some of them I did this last night, so it's been on here for a little bit. Yeah.
If you have a spray bottle, like go to the Dollar Tree and get a spray bottle and spray it, let it sit for like 3 minutes. If you come back in, get paper towel, it wipes right off.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, it's so easy to just come off, and then you get to reuse your glue. So that shows you how easy it is. So, I mean, if you've had it on there, I want to say for maybe a little bit longer, you might have to put a little grease into it. But
still comes off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm barely wiping and it's coming right off. All right. So that gives you an idea how to do it when you want to switch them. Now we're going to show you some transfers, and we're going to demo how to actually place the transfer. Let me move this over. I'm going to just get a really small one to work with. So what you need to do is when you open up your transfer, okay, now I shouldn't have used this one. Actually, no, it is a good one. So you're going to have your transfer in the front, and it's silk screen in here. And what happens is when you put that down on your board and you wipe your chalk over it, the silk screen will prevent clumping and stuff like that. So when you pull it off, there's no clumps on it. So this back here is your carrier sheet. And what we do is before we do anything, write back on it. Yeah. So make sure that you have back on it because you do not want to put your transfer on this side.
Yeah, we learned the lesson the other
we
night.
learned that the hard way.
So we get for goofing off.
Yeah. So basically, you're just going to peel this off. Try not to have it touch because you don't want it to stick. If it does, don't freak out.
Right.
Get it in water.
Yep, and let it
Fine.
sit.
Yeah, let it sit.
Just let it sit for a few minutes.
And just gently peel it
and you
back.
Can, exactly.
So I'm just going to borrow your board real quick. So basically, you just kind of take your transfer and wherever you want to put it, and you just kind of put it down. I'm probably off center, but you get the idea. I usually just take my squeegee, go over it, get all my bubbles out, and then let the fun begin. You pick your colors. You can use a smaller squeegee. You can do the top row in a couple different colors, and then just put your chalk right across.
But the one key thing is you want to make sure you work fast, right?
Yes, you need to work fast. But if you don't, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Because what you can do, there's two options. So, all right, let's say I'm working through here and I'm taking my time. I start to see that it's drying. You don't want to have the paste dry on your transfer.
It clumps up in your silk screen.
Yeah. So what you want to do is two options. You can wet a paper towel and just gently tap, tap, tap over it to re-wet the chalk. You can take your spray bottle, give it a very light mist, and then when you're done, you've got all your colors on here, you just gently peel this back.
Yep, don't stretch the transfer.
Don't stretch it yet. And you are good. And so what you do is, now I've got all my chalk on the front here. I squeegeed off my excess, put it back in my jar. I pop this in, just like that, so it gets all the chalk off the front of the screen. Then I flip
and
it over.
both the back and front can get wet. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine because there's a secret trick. So once you have it in here, I usually just take my fingers, get all the chalk off of here. I then pop it down here. Let it dry for, you don't really have to let it dry for a quick sec. You take your Lysol wipe and you're
Clorox
going to clean it. Clorox wipe, Lysol wipe, Walmart
version,
whatever.
absolutely.
So I then flip it this way. I'm not going to do it now because it's not wet and it's going to stick to my paper towel, but it will be wet. And then I use my Clorox wipe, get all my chalk off, make it nice and neat, and on the sticky side. So what you're going to do, then you take your Lysol wipe, Clorox wipe, and get all that stuff off, and it's going to make it sticky again. So that's what brings the sticky back.
Reusable again.
These guys brings the sticky back.
And you said how many times can you use that again?
20 to 50 times, depending on how good you are with keeping yeah,
Okay.
and everything good. So usually, this is where I always have my problems. But it's just me. I can never get these suckers back on here.
Yeah.
Because
so
you like it to be completely 100%
yes,
back on like new.
I am obsessive compulsive about that kind of stuff. So, a little trick. So you just kind of line up and see, it sticks, so just try to be careful. Just line it up. Get it on here. I went off a little bit. Start here. And then, and you can pull it right back off.
It doesn't matter. If it's not
Yeah, I'm
perfect.
way off.
Not at all.
I'm way off, but you guys get the idea.
Right.
And then you can just smear it out. It's okay if it doesn't on your transfer. It's not the end of the world, but I'm a perfectionist, so I don't like those bubbles.
Yep.
So that's just pretty much it.
And that's why you make sure you see back too. You want to make sure you're seeing the back.
Yeah.
Because if you put it on the back of that,
Yeah.
you're not going to be a happy camper.
So sticky is not on backward.
Not on
Not
backward.
on backward.
Exactly.
So the very first thing you do when you open your transfer, right back.
And if you have one that happens to have multiple pieces, either A, write it on the back of all the pieces, or draw lines, or something.
I'll show you what I did actually for that. Because I got this awesome one. It's got chalk font. What is it? Chalk font.
Chalk font.
Good Lord, chalk font. So it came and it was huge sheets. And I was like, I am getting confusing the crap out of myself with these letters because you got so many of them. So what I did was...
You get a lot for the
you get
price.
a
It's
lot,
crazy.
Yeah. So I went in and took the time after the fact, after I had already uncut them all, or cut them all, and I'll show you in a minute what I goofed with. So I put on here, like, here's word 2. I put all 2s on this set. So here's all my alphabet in that size. Then I went on the smaller size, put all 3s on the back of this set. So I knew, it's just a little tip to keep yourself organized, because I'm obsessive with that kind of stuff. Here's where I goofed. Let me show you this. But it's okay, because I can fix it.
Yep.
So I made this for Mike. I got old pallet wood, and the 0 I thought was an O.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, learn my lesson, but the good news is I can go and wet this, get it off, and fix it. I left it here to show you guys.
Nice.
I'm not perfect. Nobody is.
Nobody
We make
is.
mistakes. Wipe it off and start again.
That's cool.
That's pretty much it. I have a couple other little guys to show you. This is BU. These are the feathers, and I did multiple colors in here. Just, I got a Q-tip, dotted a couple different colors on here, squeegeed it off.
Now the squeegee part that you do with the multiple colors, don't wipe into your container.
Yeah, don't put
It's
that back in your
gone.
container.
What you have, you just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's single color, squeegee off, back in the jar.
Mhm.
Multiple colors, squeegee off, put on a paper towel. Don't put it back in the jar. You
Yeah.
don't want to contaminate with the other colors. Because then there went your $8.99 jar.
Right.
Will it just change the color of it, or will it like destroy the pink?
I know, just change your color.
Change-
So if
change
you
it.
have white, you now have multicolor, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
It's really
How
cool.
many
That's a pretty
colors
one.
do you feel you should have?
never enough. I want all of them.
we're constantly doing that when we play with each other. Like, she's got colors I don't have, and I'm like, why didn't I get this color? And then she does it to me, and she's like, why didn't I get that color? Don't know.
I was telling Ben about
This
that.
one is the one. It was old wood. I just wanted to play around, just see how it would look.
Yeah.
And did our wedding colors, and we had hearts for our theme. Tied it all in. And then I got these little hooks from Home Depot. I got like a pack of 8 of them. $8, maybe not even that much. And then you can go to the dollar store and get ribbon, hang it up.
Right.
You're done. Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Any medium, wood, glass. You saw the glass. Hold on, I'll bring that back out. Oh,
Mhm.
and here's something else. You don't have chalkboards? Make your own.
Oh yeah.
Chalkboard paint.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make your own chalkboards.
Using what?
Anything you want, right? You could get you could put it on wood.
But I bought, so there's this place on the White Horse Pike, and she does like yard sales every once in a while, and she'll go reclaim things. So she got like a ton of cabinet doors. I bought 30 of them for like $15,
Oh, yeah,
and I
cabinet
put the
doors.
chalk paint all over it. Letting it sit, do another coat, and then I'm going to start slapping stuff on them, and I figure that'll be a fun like class or something,
So these guys all got to see the version. I posted this photo on my Facebook, but I'm just going to show you again. Glass.
Mhm.
I went back in because I was like, oh, it's cool white and all, but I want to get a little pop. I took my little popsicle stick, got my red, and just dotted it for the berries after it was dry.
And it doesn't have to be a chalk couture frame. The chalk couture frames, don't get me wrong, and Colin and I will both tell you, the frames are fantastic. They're porcelain designer boards, and the chalkboard itself is guaranteed for 50 years.
And magnetic.
And magnetic, which is awesome. You can use any board. If you have a bunch of chalkboards laying around your house, use them. You can put it on anything.
Yep. Got these guys, set of $4 Michaels. Did for my Irish, I can blanking on the transfer right now, but use the little
I'm lucky
shamrock
to love
from it.
you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I got this for $1.99 at Michaels. This is Mod Podge. This will seal it.
Mhm. You can even get the spray Mod Podge. Some people say, well, I've seen that. I've never seen it like that.
Yeah.
Spray Mod Podge is the
Yeah,
same thing.
It was in the checkout aisle. I grabbed it. I was like, let me just see. Make sure I seal it because when you're putting glass and it sweats.
Right.
You don't want it to take off the chalk. So seal it.
Even spray Krylon. Some people see that it's this Krylon sealant. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing.
So that's it.
Did
I
you
always
seal the
say
glass?
I didn't.
Oh, do you have to?
Mm-mm. You don't
I
have
can
to.
if I
She
want to
can.
keep that forever and ever. Yeah, You put this on, it looks kind of like white when you're putting it on. Let it dry, and then it dries clear.
You would use that on glass.
You could use it on glass.
Yep. Anything, even on the board. Like if you want to make the board be an outside board, I don't really know why you would, but maybe the wood, the pallet wood. You'd want to seal it. Maybe not necessarily with the Mod Podge. That would be more the Krylon sealant. But you could seal it if you want to put it outside because think the rain, the elements. What if you want to do it on your glass door? Like we did, what are they called? Seashells.
Yeah.
On the top of my door. But we could do it on the inside because it wasn't words. If you want to put words on your front door, you can't do that. But like say you had something that you wanted to put outside that would face the elements that is a word that you need spelled the right way, seal it. And it'll be fine.
Okay. The other thing to know, when you get your, if you guys are going to order a board from Couture, it has a little sticker on it that comes on there that says wax me. These little guys that you get, and you just put it on, smear it on.
Buff it in.
Buff it in.
Wait a half hour.
Wait a half hour. Buff it again. And that will make sure.
And then you let it sit 24 hours to cure overnight, and then it makes your chalkboard, the wax makes your transfers not stick, because you'll notice some things where it's like, oh, I definitely need to wax this because my transfer is really sticky on it. But it'll also make the chalk paste stay on that item, that medium. It won't come off.
And so, I don't know if any of you guys, I'm going to do this for the purposes of Facebook, but if you guys are interested in becoming a designer, it's $99 and you get $200 worth of product. I got so much crap. It was amazing. You get these, you get a couple squeegees, you get your wax, you get, not that board.
Your trick-or-treat board.
You get this board. I got
Ellie, if you would share Colleen's video, that would be great.
And then, all right,
we'd really appreciate it.
I'm trying to remember how many transfers we got.
I think you get 3 larger ones. So you'll get the 2 or possibly 3 smaller ones because you got the I Love You, that one you got. Plus you got the hello, plus the feathers, plus the beautiful, plus another one that I'm drawing a blank on right now.
And it is going to change in September. They're actually they're making brand new Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, so they're going to throw one of them in there. And probably, I think, take out the feathers one, was it?
I think so,
So $99 to
Thank you,
become
Annalie.
a consultant. Also get you your free website that you get for 2 months. A month.
1 month. Well, that's the end up till the end of this month is the special.
Okay.
I don't know what September special would be.
And you get a chalk transfer every month. Yeah.
And it's an $18 transfer.
Yeah. So it's one of the bigger ones.
If you've ever been in any type of direct sales or if you've ever dealt with any type of inventory of any kind, the app that you get is priceless. I would pay the $25 over and over again if I don't have to do my own inventory. It automatically picks up on what you purchase. It pops it in there. You can go and adjust it, whether it's personal use or you're going to sell it. It's priceless, but the fact that you get an $18 transfer and your website in an app then technically is $7 a month. Every direct sales company has you pay for your website. This one is the lowest one, I think.
And the commission is wonderful when you when you're a designer. Commission, what else do you have?
50%
50% coupon. Oh my god, I went nuts with that. So as soon as I joined, I was waiting, and got my email of my 50%. So I was able to go into my store and add to my inventory all this stuff. I got a whole bunch of transfers. 50%.
Lots of transfers.
Pretty cool incentive. But enough of that. We're gonna play.
Yeah. Good job, Kyle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Now it's time for the guests to play.
So,
Bye.
I don't